Take one hand to your abdomen and one hand to your heart center. Feel both hands rise and fall with your breath. Allow your stomach to expand on your inhalation and contract on your exhalation. Taking one last breath here, gently bring the backs of your hands to your knees. Inhale, lift your arms up towards the ceiling, and exhale, take a side stretch, coming down onto the hand or the forearm. Inhale, rising up through center, and exhaling over to the opposite side. Keep your chest wide and your shoulders down. Inhale up through center, and exhale, take a twist over to one side, taking the opposite hand towards the outside of your leg. Inhaling up through center and exhaling over to the opposite side. Inhale up through center and exhale, circle your arms down. Begin to take nice, slow head rolls around in one direction. And take the head rolls in the opposite direction. Lift your head up to center and begin to roll your shoulders up, back, and down. I'm going to turn to the side, but you can stay facing forwards, We'll exhale, round the spine, and inhale, arch the back, maybe looking up to the ceiling. Exhale, rounds, and inhale, open. Exhale, rounds, inhale, open. Exhale, round, and inhale, open. Find center, and you can bring a pillow to use as a bolster in front of you, reaching the arms up and then hinging forwards, folding over your crossed legs. Inhaling, lifting yourself up and switching the leg that was in front. You can use your pillow, or you can simply just fold forwards, stretching the arms out ahead of you, or resting your head on your forearms if you wish. Inhaling, bringing yourself upright. We'll arch through the back and take the chest round in a nice big spiral, drawing back into the domed position and then arching forwards into a back bend. I'm going to turn to the side to show you the opposite direction. So take the spirals around in the other direction. I'm just holding the positions a little bit longer before I turn to come into a wide-kneed child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart, sitting your hips back towards your heels. And you can rest on your pillow here again. Moving your bolster or your pillow to one side, stretch your arms forwards. Take your left hand over to the left and bring your right hand on top, taking a side stretch through the torso. And walk over to the opposite side, right hand on the bottom and left hand on top. Walking back to center, bring your knees together and your legs forwards to take a straight leg forward fold, flexing your feet. You could take one, maybe two pillows, stacking on top of each other, hinging forwards over your lower body. You can modify this by taking your legs slightly wider. For some people, this might feel a bit more comfortable. Or you can also take the stretch without any props, lengthening to take hold of your feet. You can fold all the way forwards, maybe even binding around the outside of the feet, holding wrist with the opposite hand, drawing your feet even more flexed if possible. Rolling up through your spine. Draw one knee in towards you and then let it drop out to the side. You could press that knee down with your hands. You could bring your pillow in front of you, or you could bind around the foot, drawing it in towards you. Do what you can to make this pose feel easeful, gentle, and comfortable. Don't feel pressured to go into the full version of this pose, especially if your body is not quite ready for it yet. Simply sitting with your legs in the position might be enough for you today. Let's switch over to the other side, drawing opposite knee in and down, and then hinging, folding forwards over the extended leg. Or perhaps just placing your legs in the position and slightly leaning forwards with the torso, if that's more appropriate for you today. Bring yourself up and out of the pose. And bend your knees, taking them side to side in a gentle twist with your hands behind you. Gently rocking the knees from side to side. Great. Let's take a loose diamond shape with the legs, soles of the feet together. Reach the arms up and then hinge forwards and then roll up through your spine. It's kind of like a dynamic preparation for a forward fold, like a big wave-like motion. And then on the next wave, bring your head down. Of course, you can grab your pillow once again if that feels good as I'm demonstrating, or you can work towards bringing your forehead down to the soles of your feet. Roll up your spine, reach the arms up, and take a twist with the legs in the same position. Inhaling, arms up, and exhaling, twisting over to the opposite side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, circle them down. We're going to come onto our back. You can roll down nice and slowly. Take your arms out to each side, palms facing down, and rock the knees from side to side, rolling your head in the opposite direction as you do so. Bring your knees to center, keep your big toes together, and take 2 big circles with your knees, opening out into the hips, and then drawing your thighs in towards your torso. And go in the opposite direction. This takes a little bit of core engagement as well, especially as the knees drop away from you. Try and keep your lower back pressing down. And then release. Take your right ankle on top of your left thigh and draw the left thigh in towards you in a figure 4 stretch. You can straighten that bottom leg if you want to bring this into your hamstring as well as your hip. My foot is flexing. This is, of course, optional. And release that leg. Slide the top leg all the way over. You can thread the foot around your calf if you have space. Drop your knees over to the left and turn to look towards your right. So your knees are dropping to the side of your lower leg. Hopefully that makes sense. And important to note, both your shoulders should be pressing down into the surface underneath you. Inhale, roll the knees to center, unravel. We'll take the figure four stretch on the second side. So left ankle on top of the right thigh. Draw that thigh in towards you. And if you want to take it into a hamstring stretch, straighten out your lower leg. Important to notice that my hips are not lifting. I'm really lengthening my entire spine down onto the surface underneath me. Release your lower leg and slide the left leg over the top. You can thread your foot around your calf, dropping your knees to the right this time and looking away towards your left. Inhale your knees to center, release, and draw your knees in towards the outsides of your ribs. You can hold on to the backs of the thighs, the outsides of the feet, or your big toes, wherever feels comfortable. Notice I am lengthening my spine down long. I'm not allowing my hips to lift up off the bed. Now you can choose to stay in this happy baby pose, or if you need an extra stretch here, you can come into a straddle or a version of pancake pose. It's like a pancake on your back, so I guess it's a bit more slightly different to a straddle. And then take the soles of your feet together, hold onto your ankles and draw your shoulders up off your surface that you're lying on to get a stretch between the shoulders. Release the feet down, soles of the feet together, knees dropping out wide. Take your arms up above your head, palms facing up in a gesture of receiving from your practice. This is your final resting pose, so you can choose to stay here for another 5 minutes, or you can come into a full shavasana if you wish. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel rested. I hope you feel soothed and at ease.